Welcome back to Built to Last. In this episode, we're back in St. Louis, Missouri to find out why Union Station was built to last.
The year was 1890. St. Louis, Missouri stood poised to become the railroad junction connecting the Old East with the American West. 4 years later, the monumental Union Station cemented St. Louis as the gateway to the West. Union Station was once the largest and busiest train station in the world. This is the story of taking an initiative to build something with passion. Then when passenger rail travel disappeared, Union Station became something else entirely, as we now witness in the rebirth of the station as a vibrant entertainment center. But to understand where we are today, we have to first go back to the very beginning. By 1890, St. Louis's Terminal Railroad Association realized that they had a problem. The town's Union Depot was far too small and far too antiquated to serve the rail traffic that was converging on St. Louis from both the east and the west. The 1874 Eads Bridge had conquered the Mississippi, and finally, the Terminal Railroad Association had conquered the competing ferry services in crossing the river. To start, Terminal Railroad held a design competition to receive concepts for a new Union Station. And James B. Eads' business partner, William Tossing, developed detailed criteria for the station, spelling out the station's site, footprint, dimensions, and functional operations. And Tossing had settled upon an in-station design that would have all trains backing into the station, then departing moving forward. The winning design was submitted by a local architect and recent immigrant named Theodore Link. Link's plan met the association's detailed specifications with a monumental Richardson Romanesque edifice to be placed along Market Street between 18th and 20th Streets. Construction of Union Station began in 1891 with the filling of a pond, the demolition of a massive brewery, the demolition of 100 homes, some 4 stories tall, and numerous other buildings that covered the site. The amount of work done just to get the site opened up is a testament to the dedication of the association in doing this project the right way. Today, I see a lot of projects crammed onto a site too small just because we can't get the property needed. There were a lot less hurdles to property acquisition in the 19th century, of course. Personal self-interest had to yield to the common good back then. It was a different mindset, but something to consider when attacking a big project even today. Now let me take you through the specifications for the train shed. The train shed is an open-ended barn and a steel frame construction that housed 31 tracks, 420,000 feet of roof space covering those tracks, providing service to all 22 different railroads in St. Louis. All this making the train shed the largest train shed in the world. The shed itself also was provided with skylights to illuminate the massive and partially indoor area. Now, Union Station continued to hold the title of America's largest rail station well into the 1920s, and these original designers really did get it right. Link's Romanesque headhouse is the crowning jewel of Union Station, making a statement about what the railroad was to America in that era. In the late 19th century, the religion of America had become westward expansion. America had finally come together after the Civil War to conquer a West and gain a collective destiny. Constant movement toward a land of endless opportunity. No industry represented the excitement and optimism of the age like the railroads. If the religion was opportunity and movement, then the cathedral was most certainly the railroad station. Though passenger travel was not ever profitable, railroads and communities looked upon stations as statements of their collective power and importance. Monumental on the outside, Union Station is downright sacred inside. The head house housed all of the passenger-centric amenities, hotel, restaurant, and waiting areas. Walking up the stairs into the Grand Hall is on par with the feeling that I get when walking into an ancient cathedral. I almost sense those heady days in the 19th century when we Americans realized our collective calling to become the amazing land of opportunity that we have become today. Some say this isn't true any longer, but where else in the world could you go and have the same opportunity that you get here? No, we're not perfect as Americans, and we've never been perfect, but America is still a place of optimism and opportunity. This amazing interior reminded travelers that they were on a great journey in a wonderful land at Union Station. Union Station served St. Louis and the American experience nobly, hoping to carry Americans to the West to deliver the last 4 states into statehood, patriotically serving America in 2 world wars. Thousands of wartime travelers and GIs went both east and west through Union Station to deliver our world from tyranny. And my own grandfather traveled through Union Station as a 19-year-old Marine headed to Korea. Alas, the days of passenger travel on the railroad became numbered in the United States as soon as the government decided to promote and fund an interstate highway system. Automobile travel gave the American traveler the freedom to go anywhere at any time. The trains, with their limited destinations and strict timetables, actually became their downfall. And by 1978, passenger travel that once numbered over 100,000 passengers a day through the United States came to an end. The end of rail travel did not spell the end for Union Station. And what might be called the most successful adaptive building reuse or conversion of all time, Union Station has come to a new function as an entertainment location. In the 1980s, first becoming a mixed-use complex with hotels, shops, and restaurants, and then more recently becoming an entertainment destination with the addition of an aquarium, Ferris wheel, and much, much more. St. Louis Union Station is lasting infrastructure because it combined massive capacity, architectural grandeur, and adaptability. It wasn't just built to serve trains, it was built to be a statement about the future of a growing city and an exploding nation. And Union Station's ability to be reimagined over time has kept it alive long after its original use has faded. Union Station was built by St. Louis to symbolize America's optimism in America. And when rail travel ended, Union Station was rebuilt into something completely different. But still serving St. Louis 151 years later, I think we can say that Union Station is most certainly built to last.